quick talk here on an amazing woman that we all just need to be highlighting and learning from, Cassie Ventura. We love her. Amazing. I mean, she's only bringing awareness to sex trafficking, abuse, power structures, power plays. It is Virgo magic personified. Virgo is a sign of healing, and Cassie is a Virgo. And it's a sign, listen, right now it's in the South Node. I did a post last week on how it's in a situation moment. I highlighted a problematic Virgo in the news. And now we're going to look at Cassie, who is a Virgo that is showing us all how to move through a painful experience to bring healing to ourselves and to others. That's what a Virgo does. Cassie Ventura is not just a Virgo, but it looks like she has a Taurus moon. There's a potential that she has like an hour where she could be a Gemini moon, but it looks like it's a Taurus moon. And from that, we know, first of all, she's grounded AF. But she's also not one to shy away from a battle. That's the thing about an earth sign. And this is very Virgo in play. They will get into it and they will stick to it. As I said in my post, if you are dealing with a Virgo and they decide to speak up or do something, that is with a lot of thought and a lot of planning because they are ruled by Mercury. So any moves they make, any conversations they have, that shit is well thought out. And the fact of how this whole thing came up, like out of nowhere, dropped a suit, and then like a day later had a huge settlement, and then she has done this as a masterclass in healing yourself, preparing yourself, and doing something with what you learn to the betterment of others, for the betterment of others. Anybody that is a cycle breaker that speaks up and speaks out against systems and cycles of abuse, because so many people like to think it's one person, but if the Catholic Church taught us anything, it's a group, right? Other previous cases of terrible men and women doing things en masse to people, whether adults or children, it's not one person. And this week, one of the things that I was reading about so much as this trial happened on the full moon in Scorpio, and Virgos are known, it's a soulmate combination between the earths and the waters, between a Virgo and a Scorpio. It goes very well. And it's also that a Virgo is very much an antidote and an opposite to the Scorpio. So, for example, where Scorpios like to hide and do things in the dark, a Virgo will bring it to light to cleanse it. Because they're cleaners. That's what they do. They clean. They clean. And she's cleaning. She's cleaning for all of us. And her strength, for anybody to have gone through abuse and then to go through another cycle, which we know that speaking out publicly in the courts can be, is just a massive, massive effort that shows the power of the divine feminine, and in all of her Virgo-ness, showing us all how we help to heal ourselves, and that helps to heal others. She is obviously right now, she is a mother and is in just incredible form. That it's all happening this way is something for us to look to and to more than tip our hat, but to try to emulate, because it doesn't mean that we, are going to have something akin to what she had, but where in our life are we hiding pains and trauma and then making that shame, which is not something that we deserve, but also is something we can transform and heal. And again, she's showing us how to do that. Virgo magic par excellence. The other thing I want to mention about her chart, because it's so noticeable, and especially with her speaking out, she has Chiron and Lilith in Gemini. Why is this so notable? Chiron is, of course, the wounded healer. It's the part in our chart that signals where throughout our life we're going to have a pain, but that pain serves a purpose, and it's a wounded healer for a reason. We will have this pain throughout our life. It's something we'll work on, but we can help heal others. We can help others through acknowledging, dealing with, and confronting whatever sign and issues are there. Now, for her to have it in Gemini, it's the sign linked with communication, right? It's a sign linked with how we talk, what we say, how we say it. It's a sign linked with information, knowledge, brilliance, in fact. However, when you have Chiron there, this planet, and it's also of commerce, because Mercury, which rules Gemini, is a sign linked with commerce. So the idea is, well, if you have this pain point here, if you have a pain and a wound in communication, in your thoughts, or in how you translate what you're thinking and your ideas to others, the fact that she is known as being a shiro for speaking up publicly is just a beautiful, not just use of, but transformation of that pain point. She is using a part of herself that is in pain, right? Some people find it easy to speak publicly, right? Some people find it easy to talk about their pains and they won't shut up. That's not what we're dealing with here, right? Virgos don't tend to air their dirty laundry because they like it clean, right? They tend to not be that type of a person. And so doubly so when you have a wound in speaking up, it just shows that this for her is not something obviously that she did easily or lightly, obviously, but that in doing so, like, wow, that is just even more kudos to her. What's notable is she has Lilith in Gemini. Now, Lilith is the part of us that will not take crap and is going to speak up. However, Lilith is also linked with shame, right? It's a part of us that people try to shame us for, or even that we have shame about. And so we are more the opposite of that, because we don't want that to get us down and we want to fight against that. And so the fact that she has that in Gemini, where she has a pain point and a healing, and she also has a strength and an inner conviction to be for others with her communication. Gemini also is linked very much to gossip, right? A lot of Geminis are known for being, they'll talk about things for being shallow, right? It's an air sign. It's up there, out there. Oh, do you hear this, that, not paying attention to how much damage that does. The Kabbalists teach that gossip damages the person saying it and the other people listening to it, as, well as the person that you're talking about. So it's like a whole Yahtzee no bueno. And so when you have a sign that's known for its power of communication, that takes it to a lower level, that's no bueno. But here, speaking out loudly about injustices and wrongs and pains and abuse, that's some Chiron healing. That's some Lilith warrior justice. That's some you're not taking me down. And again, the fact that it's in a place where for her, there is pain, it is challenging, is just such a beautiful gift and a lesson for the rest of us, whether it's your Gemini, whether it's your Virgo, or just where we have pain in our life. To watch somebody speak up and speak out for herself is inspiring to watch and something for us all to learn from. So I wanted to highlight her amazing astrology and how she is a force, not just for herself, but for others. And her astrology shows it's there. It shows a lot more, but we're not getting into the weeds. We're not getting into people's business. We're using it so we can see, what do I have there? What in my Virgo part of my chart am I supposed to clean, supposed to heal, supposed to highlight for myself and for others? What part of my Gemini in my chart am I supposed to speak out and speak up and be for others, be for myself and for others, right? It's humbling, in real time and in these times, to watch women particularly, and those that are in a challenging position in society, speak up and be just amazing heroes. And it's inspiring to me, and that's why I wanted to highlight her and Virgos, because Virgos are amazing. In the South Node part of the chart right now, it's getting a little bit of a workout, so let's give all the love we can. Let me know who you want me to do in the next episode, and be so well.